Turbo Training.
Quick, practical coaching videos for volunteer leaders.
I'm Anthony Taylor.
And I'm Siler Thomas, joining you as always from our home office here in Pawnee, Indiana. And Anthony, we're going to talk about how one word changes everything. It's very exciting. Just one word?
Just one word.
Are we going to guess, or are you going to tell us, or what's going on?
I'll give you the word.
Charades? You want to do?
We could do a nice little youth group game.
Pictionary?
It's engage.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's engage is the word we're going to use. But you know how you have your mission, vision, and values.
Yeah.
Right? Those things don't change. Maybe your strategies on how you're getting your mission, vision, and values going changes a little bit. This would be kind of an all-encompassing word to use in your student ministry. And for our student ministry, it really changed things. And we used it one year, and now we've continued to just change the word up a little bit. But this one word really hit home for us.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that thing where you do a word for the year for your life?
I've never done that. I've heard of people that have done that.
It's kind of dumb.
I mean, to each his own. Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for me either.
Yeah.
But it worked for our student ministry.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so we're gonna talk about what does it look like to use the word engage in your student ministry to help your student ministry actually skyrocket, not just in its own silo, but in the whole church.
When I think of the word engage, I think there's a scene in the movie The Incredibles, Pixar movie, and Mrs. Incredible is trying to get the kids. They're all going crazy, and she's Elastigirl is like, she's trying to hold him. Bob is in the basement. He's thinking about being a superhero again. And you hear the call from upstairs, Bob, it's time to engage. And my children would often say this, my wife would say this to me, Dad, it's time to engage. And I'm like, well, what's going on? What's going on? So sometimes we need that wake-up call. Yeah. We need someone to say, hey, it's time to engage. It's a really good word to sort of bring you back to what's most important.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about ways that we help leaders like you engage in our student ministry. Start us off with the first one, Simon.
The first thing we want to encourage you to do is engage in prayer. Yeah. So it's one thing to say we're gonna be a people of prayer, but you actually have to pray. And think about, I don't know how many times you say, hey, I'm gonna pray for you, and then you don't pray for them. So I really try to say, if I say I'm gonna pray for someone, I'll just stop everything and just pray for them. Maybe even
engage
right there. Let's pray for you right now and make sure I'm gonna commit to praying for you. So every great revival, if you study church history, was started when God's people were stirred by God to pray. So they pray and they see God respond.
That's good. Engage in prayer. Engage with students. You have students all over the place. Make sure that you are engaging with them as the leader. So you see them. So that every student is seen, every student is known, every student is loved, and maybe even more importantly, every student is remembered. And so you are engaging with students. This is Jesus' MO. He's always going to people and he's walking towards them. And I think that's really important that we don't forget that.
Absolutely. And to think through even beyond just the normal, you go in with the student ministry that you're involved in, you're like, this is my crew, and you're just sort of in the routine, but to consider there's new students. Let's really be as sort of thinking outside just your little world when you're engaging with students. So that's number two. Prayer, students. Number three is parents. So remembering that our engagement is so far beyond just with students. It's the whole family. It's with parents. And so introducing yourself to, every chance you get, introducing yourself to parents so that they know that you are on their team, that they're the ones kind of running the show here. You are supporting them as they lead their families, and asking them, how can I pray for you, your whole family, not just your student, but you as a mom and dad, and with the other family, what's going on in your family? So beyond just the normal kind of small picture that we may have of parents, but the whole family, helping engage with them.
I love that. Get engaged. Engage, really, here's a bonus with the church. A lot of us have the silo of student ministry. We love our Wednesday night program or our Sunday night program or whatever night it is. But to think more holistically about the church, how are you as a leader engaging in the larger body of the church, not just the small silo? And even when you do that, you show students how important it is to be connected to the local church as well. So engage in the church, attend, bring students. A lot of times students in our programs actually aren't attending our Sunday
right.
church.
Yep.
Get them engaged into the larger body. Get them engaged in serving the church so that not only are they loving your student ministry, they're loving the church as well.
So as we wrap up here, we want you to rate yourself on your engagement in these areas: prayer, students, parents, and the church.
Yeah.
And then rate your student ministry as a whole. How are you doing on those 4 areas as well? Have an honest conversation, even with your, with the director of your ministry, and say, hey, we could be doing better. We could be, we're doing great on this. Have an honest conversation to rate the student ministry as a whole, and also in your own life.
That's so good. And so may the Lord bless you as you have this conversation. And may you see this word engage help your student ministry skyrocket, not just your small thing, but the larger church as a whole. Blessings to you.